With no namers, let me get an amen. Let me get a hallelujah. That's right. It is time for liftoff, amigos. Let's go.
7, 6,
Come
5,
on.
4,
3,
2, 1.
come on.
0. Ignition. Liftoff.
Yes.
Liftoff.
Come on, come on, come on. Let's get going.
Get ready. Hold on to your hats. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats.
And get ready for the ride of your life.
The show with no. It's show with no name time. On Vaughn Radio. It's the show with no name.
Come on. Let's go. Welcome one, welcome all. It is time for another English extravaganza. Folks, it's the show with no name here on Vaughn Radio. We're going to play today, as we do every day. We're going to play with the language. We're going to have some fun. And most of all, we're going to enjoy the 2 hours, this gift that we have together. 2 hours every day where we can sit down and share. Well, you can stand up. Hey, as I always say, there's no wrong way to watch, to listen to the show with no name. Just make sure you tune in. And that's wherever you get your podcasts. That's on the Vaughn Radio app. You've got so many different places where you can hear your favorite Vaughn Radio programs. So this way you never have to miss one. If you love the Pro Bow Show with Rob Grams, for example, well, you can catch every single episode. I remember when I was a kid, it didn't work like that. You had to watch what was on when it was on, right? Tenías que ver lo que echaban cuando lo echaban. To be on is the word I just used there. You can say to be on TV or just to be on. All right, well, folks, we've got to rock and roll. So let's kick off with our pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. ¿Te gustaría abrir puertas a nuevas oportunidades y estar listo para cualquier desafío? Con el máster de inglés del Grupo Vaughan podrás transformar tu futuro. Este programa intensivo te ayudará a dominar el inglés profesional, perfeccionar tu comunicación y ganar la confianza que necesitas para conseguir tus objetivos. Nuestros profesores Vaughan especializados te prepararán para afrontar en inglés
todas las situaciones de comunicación en un entorno profesional. No dejes que el inglés sea una barrera. Invierte en tu futuro con el máster de inglés profesional del Grupo Vaughan. Llámanos al 91-133-5833 o entra en grupovaughan.com.
That's right, folks. The masters. And don't forget, we've got weekend masters, we've got evening masters, and we've got full-time masters. So whatever your needs, whatever your schedule allows, whatever your budget allows, check it out. We've got something for everybody over at grupovon.com/cursos destacados. If you're looking for materials for self-study, well, then you can go over to vontienda.com. That's right, it's vontienda.com. And there you can find everything. You can find a plethora, a wealth of amazing materials, including my 5 books. Yeah, 5. That's right. Let me see if I can remember them. Number 1, English Everywhere. This is 40 different chapters, and in each chapter I take you to a place or a situation. The second one, this book is The Milk. That's the bestseller. That one just exceeded all of our expectations, I think. Then you've got This Book is the Remilk, which was renamed This Book is the Milk 2. Then English on the Go, Aprende Inglés Viajando por el Mundo. And my latest book, this book is the shit. Now, if you have those books, thank you. Thank you so much for your support. Seriously, thank you so much. I mean, let me explain something. I don't make much money. You don't, if you want to make a lot of money in life, don't write books. Don't be an author. So I'm not in this for the money. If I were in this for the money, I wouldn't write books, right? But I'm in it to leave a legacy to the English community. And I think it's like anybody. If you're like, if I can record this forever, what do I want to say? What knowledge do I want to pass down to my students? And you'll find that in all 5 of my books. And remember, 5 books, well, I think Von Tienda has about maybe 300. So my books are just a small percentage, a tiny cross-section, if you will, of the amazing materials, from phrasal verbs to grammar, translations, whatever you're looking for. We've got you covered at vontienda.com. Also, if you're in Madrid, Barcelona, Bilbao, Vigo, Valladolid, Valencia, Santander, or Zaragoza, stop by. We would love to meet you. Now, I don't know if some of you have noticed my voice today. I'll teach you the expression today, bear with me. Paciencia conmigo. Why? Well, the other option is to cancel the show. And I didn't want to do that, but I'll give you my situation, because I'm sure some of you are going to notice that my voice is a little bit shaky today. It's not very strong. I got sick this weekend. Yeah, that's right. I don't know what it was, but I've got a cold and a cough. And, well, obviously it affects my voice. Now, why didn't I cancel the show? Well, I feel okay. I'm a little bit tired. I'm a little bit more tired than I should be. Let's put it that way. Normally, I'm not this tired. So I'm a little bit tired. And obviously, well, I can't hear very well. So I'm all stuffed up. You say constipado, right? That means, in English, constipated means you can't go to the bathroom. I'm not constipated. I'm stuffed up. So I decided to go on with the show today, despite feeling a little bit rough, even though the good news, I feel better than yesterday, but I still don't feel that great. So bear with me. Si no te sabías esta expresión, bear es oso. Bear tiene muchos usos en inglés, además de oso. Pero es frase hecha. Bear with me. Paciencia conmigo, and we will get through the show together. All right, amigos, let's listen to this audio excerpt. This is from This Book is the Milk 2, which used to be called This Book is the Remilk. We're going to listen to this little audio excerpt, and then, as always, I'll have a challenge or two for you.
Alberto, could you give me some advice to improve my English?
Sure. Well, firstly, you're doing a great job because a lot of my students say, could you give me some advices? Y no, es incontable en inglés. We don't say advices. You can say a piece of advice, pero lo más fácil es como ha dicho Damián. Could you give me some advice? ¿Y cómo decimos aconsejar entonces?
To advise.
To advise. Y te suena de una aplicación muy conocida.
Yeah, TripAdvisor.
Te aconseja sobre tus viajes. And how would you say, me voy de viaje?
I'm on a trip.
Yeah,
I'm going on a trip.
I'm going on a trip. El error, muchos dicen, I'm going on a travel. No, I'm going to travel or I'm going on a trip. El uso
Okay.
es diferente.
I'm going on a trip. Do you know why the TripAdvisor symbol is an owl, un búho?
An owl, maybe because owls are wise, sabios, all-knowing?
Kind of, yeah, kind of. Because, but it's about TripAdvisor, right? He's advising you about your trips, and this comes from mythology. In the Odyssey, en la Odisea, Odysseus, Odiseo, or Ulysses has a goddess that is helping him. It's helping him secretly, and that's Athena. Atenea.
Oh, right.
And Athena's symbol is an owl. That's why.
Well, that's a hoot.
Yeah.
Did you catch my joke there?
Not 100%.
If something is a hoot, it's funny or es gracioso or divertido. Oh, we had a hoot last night.
Okay.
And that's what owls do. They go hoot, hoot.
Okay.
So, you see what I did there, Damian? I was playing around with
That's
that.
why we call it hooter, to búho.
Yeah, a búho. Y también significa pechos, hooters.
Yeah.
So
that's why the restaurant is called Hooters.
Yeah, I always have a hoot when I go to Hooters.
Yeah, because waitresses there are always very beautiful and they have big boots. Big
boot. Las botas nunca me he fijado. I never looked, Damian.
Big hoods.
I go there for
Big
the
hooters.
buffalo wings. I don't know what you're talking about. I go there for the happy hour. Buddy.
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
I read the articles.
Okay, let's see about more apps and stuff related with technology and cell phones. For example, you have the Dropbox.
Dropbox. Yeah, you could just drop it in there, dejarlo caer, to let it drop.
Es como un buzón, ¿no?
Yeah, well, it's a mailbox or an inbox, es el buzón, and you can just arrastrar and drop it. You click, drag, and drop.
Lo dejas caer. Ya, te puedes dejar caer tú. Oye, ayer me dejé caer por casa de Mario.
I dropped by en este caso.
Okay, to drop by. Perfect.
Y tirar algo que yo tuve una alumna. She said, I'm very clumsy. I'm always throwing things. I'm like, no, that's violent.
Yeah.
So you're always dropping things. Tirando sin querer is to drop. Okay, and also a drop es una gota. Drip. And
drop.
to drip is gotear.
To drip is gotear.
Drop, drip,
yeah.
drop.
I'm dropping drops.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
What about this word? Because everybody, I think, in Spain is pronouncing it wrongly. It's LinkedIn.
My ears are bleeding right now, Damian. It's LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn conectado.
Claro.
You know, a link es un vínculo, es una conexión.
Una conexión. Claro, cuando te ponen un link en el ordenador, le aprietas porque es un vínculo.
Right? It links to another destination.
Okay.
You can even link sausages, ¿no? En Estados Unidos, cuando ponen las salchichas, they're linked, conectados.
Yeah, Okay, so LinkedIn es que estamos conectados aquí todos juntos.
Y yo hablando de salchichas. See, you know, we're talking corporate stuff and I'm always thinking about food, man. All the time. Speaking of food, Damián, do you know how to say hambriento?
I'm hungry.
Muy bien. ¿Y enfadado?
Angry.
Angry. So hungry and angry. Y estoy enfadado porque no he comido.
I'm hungry.
I'm hangry.
Hangry.
We're always making up new words. Estas palabras se llaman portmanteaus.
Portmanteaus. That sounds French.
Well, I'm doing the best I can to pronounce it, pero palabras como brunch,
Yeah.
¿no? Que es una mezcla de palabras breakfast and lunch. Here's some homework for you guys. Make a list of some portmanteaus.
Come again with that word.
S'il vous plaît.
Come again with portmanteau.
Portmanteau. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it the French way. I'm pronouncing it the
Yeah.
American way. It's like we say déjà vu.
Yeah, déjà vu, everybody knows, but portmanteau is not a common word in Spain. So it's portmanteau. It's like
It's a hybrid, a mix of two words,
yeah,
really.
yeah, portmanteau. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
And we have so many of these now. We have mockumentary. Es un documental que se burla. It mocks a documentary.
Don't mock at me.
Don't mock me.
Don't mock me. Okay.
Don't mock me. Don't laugh at me. Don't make fun of me. No te burles de mí. ¿Conoces Weekend Town? La nueva iniciativa de Vaughan.
Pues no.
Es un fin de semana de inmersión en inglés. Y es nuevísimo.
A ver, cuéntame más.
Tendrás una inmersión lingüística total durante 2 días. Un total de 24 horas hablando con angloparlantes de todo el mundo.
¡Wow! ¡Qué interesante!
Ganarás confianza y soltura a la hora de comunicarte en inglés. Mejorarás tu comprensión auditiva y tus habilidades conversacionales en una situación de comunicación real en inglés. Ven a Weekend Town y te sorprenderás con todo lo que puede avanzar tu inglés en un fin de semana. Weekend Town de Vaughan. Un fin de semana de inmersión en inglés. More information about Weekend Town, Vaughan Town, and all our amazing initiatives. All you have to do is go to grupovaughan.com/cursos destacados. Also, let me remind you guys, we've got our question of the week. Last week, we looked at holding grudges. And thank you to all of you. You know who you are. The ones who participate week after week and the ones who are really improving their English. I'm talking about Chris Valrol, Marisol, Anix, Laura, Gloria, Nuria, Paco, Celia, David, and many other students. So this week, I want to know if you've ever had an epiphany. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night? Or, you were just there with a friend and all of a sudden you just, you came to a certain realization and it hit you. Tell us about it. If you haven't had an epiphany, well, you can tell us that too. Well, I've never had an epiphany, but I guess I don't, give us your explanation as always. Make it personal. Make it your own, right? And that's one thing I love too. I could ask you the same question, which I do every week. I ask everybody the same question. And we never get the same answer twice. And that's awesome, because that means you're all expressing your own individual opinions every single week. So, this week's question of the week: have you ever had an epiphany? Fijaos como lo junto. And tell us about it. You can send me a 1-minute voice message. You can send it to aalonso@grupovaughan.com. My email address is aalonso@grupovaughan.com. All right? And I'd love to hear from you. Also, if you want to send me double troubles, lately we've been looking at double troubles that come from your classmates. So either way, my email address is Alonso, without any spaces, without any dots, Alonso, so 2 A's, right? Alonso at, which is arroba, grupovon.com. All right, great. Okay, let's look at our pop quiz. This was from This Book is the Milk 2. The first one I want you to give me is, I was talking to Damian about something that's fun and funny. It can be a person. It can be an event. Oh, how was the party? It was divertidísimo. All right, well, that's the first one. Gracioso. Vamos, que lo hemos pasado bomba, I think would be a good translation. That is number one, okay? Use it in context, as always, all right? So, again, this is gracioso, divertido, la bomba, divertidísimo. That's number one. Number two, we looked at dejar caer. Remember that one? Dejar algo cae. All right, well, there's a very common phrasal verb, and I want to look at both of them. And I want you to use them in context as well. And it's recoger y dejar. So, dejar a alguien, puedes usar tus hijos, porque les dejas en el cole por la mañana y luego los recoges, ¿no? So, I mean, o el aeropuerto, ¿no? Usa un contexto donde lo usarías. This way, we can see if you're using it right, okay? So, number two, you've got to use two phrasal verbs there. I like to teach these together because they're opposites, you know? It's como turn on, turn off, turn down, turn up. ¿Alguna pregunta ahí? Pues piensa en el mando y lo tienes todo, right? So, these two I always teach together. Dejar a alguien en un sitio y recogerle más tarde. Como quieras. And our last one, I want you to use a portmanteau. A word like brunch, right? Which is a mix of breakfast and lunch. One of my favorite ones. Are you ready? Fugly. ¿Te la sabes? If somebody is fugly, they're not ugly. They're fucking ugly. Did you know that one? Fugly. Some of the things you learn here on the show with no name. Fugly. I know you all know brunch. What's another example? Brexit, right? Britain, exit. So it's a mix, a hybrid of two words. And we use these all the time. So let's see. Give us one that maybe you found out recently, for example. Like, did you know Pokemon? You know Pokemon? Pocket monsters. Monstruos del bolsillo. Right? Rom-com. I love that one. Romantic comedy. Rom-com. That's a word. It's a rom-com. Or you can say romantic comedy every time. También se dice chick flick, pero chick es como piba. I don't know. Some people can be offended by the word. Another one, popsicle. So a pop, like a lollipop, and an icicle, con hielo. Es un polo, right? A popsicle. Smog. If you've ever been to LA, you'll notice there's a lot of smog. It's a mix of smoke and fog. Es, vamos, aire contaminado. Have you ever heard of a spork? If you've ever been on a plane, maybe you've heard of a spork. This is a mix between a spoon and a fork. A spork. Look at that. So I'm eager to hear your portmanteaus in today's pop quiz. So again, number one, tell me that something is la bomba, super divertido. Number two, use the two very common phrasal verbs, dejar y recoger. And the last one, give us a portmanteau, maybe one of your favorites, and obviously use it in context. Folks, we are going to a quick commercial break right now. When we come back, we've got so much to do, so stick around. Welcome back, amigos. Welcome back. It's part 2 of today's show with no name. And as I said, bear with me, paciencia conmigo. Because even though I don't feel too sick, no es que me siente fatal. That's what I mean. I'm okay, but it's very uncomfortable. I have to make an extra effort to speak because, well, that's what happens when you're sick. I'm not going to give you some biological explanation. When you're sick, you don't feel 100%. You feel a little bit off. And the good news is, since I was able to rest yesterday, como pude descansar, well, today I'm a lot better than I was yesterday. But you can still hear I'm not 100% yet. So we'll see how the day unfolds. The problem is I won't be able to rest today. Oh no. Well, it's a school day, right? Día laboral, muchas veces decimos school day, como de broma, ¿no? All right. This is part 2. Part 2 of today's show with no name. And right now, we're going to kick off this second part with the Say What soundbite. Say what? What? All right, amigos, it's your Say What soundbite. Oh, I forgot to tell you, on Friday, since we ran out of time, Fridays are always hectic, right? They're pretty nuts. Well, Fridays was, what was his name now? Hold on, I can't remember his name, the actor. Give me 1 second. The General, Christopher Waltz, that's his name. Christopher Waltz. Well, Christopher Waltz was our Say What soundbite on Friday. Okay? Christopher Waltz, German actor, and he was in Inglourious Bastards, and the scene we looked at was a scene from Inglourious Bastards. And what he said was, no tengo el audio ahora, pero por si te quedaste con las ganas, con la duda. He said, actually, de veras, why would he hate the name Hangman is baffling to me. ¿Por qué odiaría el nombre Horcador? Is that how you say it? La persona, the Hangman, is baffling to me. A mí me desconcierta. It would appear he has done everything in his power to earn it. Parece que ha hecho todo lo posible para ganarse ese apodo. I, on the other hand, yo, en cambio, love my unofficial title. Precisely because I've earned it. So that was our Say What soundbite. You know what? Because I realized on Friday we said goodbye and I didn't tell you what was said or who it was. So now you know it was Christopher Waltz's birthday. And yeah, that's a dance. Waltz is valse, el vals. Is that how you say it? All right, well, amigos, here's your Say What soundbite for the first time. Good luck.
I think you're probably the most disillusioned group of people we've had in this competition. And that's the truth. I think individually you're weak. I think as a group you're even worse.
Whoa. Now, cuando alguien habla así, ¿sabes lo que decimos? Tell us how you really feel. Tell us how you really feel. Dinos cómo te sientes de verdad. Like, que no nos ha quedado claro. That would be a good translation of that. So cuando te despotricas, when you go off on a rant, like, and then one more thing, and I hate it when he does this, and you're like, tell us how you really feel. Significa que te has quedado bien, ¿no? O sea, siempre es sarcástico cuando lo dices. Y tienes que notarlo en la voz. No, tell us how you really feel. Como no nos ha quedado claro que le odias. So, all right, here we go. This is the second listen. I think it's going to be relatively easy today. We'll see.
I think you're probably the most disillusioned group of people we've had in this competition. And that's the truth. I think individually you're weak. I think as a group you're even worse.
Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh, man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. But I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh, man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah, wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que así da gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life.
píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damián, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
Vaughantienda.com.
It's the Shit.
That's right, folks. This book is the shit, available at Von Tienda. All right, let's see what we've got. We've listened to our Say What soundbite a couple times. We've also got our pop quiz. So let's go on over to our chat room and see who's with us in the house. Let's see. Born to Iron Man. What's up, Born to Iron Man? And happy birthday. I know it was this past weekend. Hope you had a great time. And we'll celebrate today. Why not? You can still celebrate. You have our permission. So happy belated. Well, I actually wished you happy birthday on Thursday. So, but happy belated birthday is what you would say if you didn't do it on time. So good morning to you, Born to Iron Man. Laura, there she is. She says, good morning, lovely show with no namers. Good morning to you too, Laura. Also, folks, I just shared with you the latest episode of FYI on, you guessed it, the verb to take. So take it in stride. Tómalo con filosofía. We looked at that one last week. And also on social media, I've shared some really good translations, 10 of them, using the verb to take. In fact, let's take a look at them right now. Let me see if I can find them. All right, let's see if you guys know them. Let's go through them. You should know them. I would say at your level, you should definitely know them. So let me go over here to the list. The first one. ¿Nos puede hacer una foto? ¿Nos puede? Can you? Can you take a picture of us? Or can you take our picture? What you do not say is, can you take us a picture? Eso es el error común. So apúntalo. Can you take us a picture? Nope. Can you take a picture of us? Or can you take our picture? Elige la que quieras. All right, the next one. Se tarda 20 minutos en llegar a su casa. It takes 20 minutes to get to his house. These are all from the FYI episode on the verb to take. Y la pregunta, ¿te la sabes? ¿Cuánto se tarda en ir a su casa? How long does it take to get to his house? Did you get it right? How long does it take to get to his house? All right, another one. Este es un double trouble. ¿Por qué no cogiste un taxi? Eso se lleva la palma. All right, ¿por qué no cogiste un taxi? Eso se lleva la palma. Why didn't you? ¿Por qué no cogiste? Why didn't you? No es you, es ya. Why didn't you take a cab? Why didn't you take a cab? That takes the cake. Eso se lleva la palma. We say la tarta, el pastel. Why didn't you take a cab? That takes the cake. Remember, if you want to follow along, I shared this on social media this weekend. Okay? It's normally not open to everybody, but I wanted to share it just so you know what you're missing out on. The next one. Respira profundo y tómalo con filosofía. Take a deep breath or breathe deeply. Or breathe deep. You can say both. Pero uno es verbo y otro es, right? Take a deep breath. Si no es solo breathe. So take a deep breath. And I just told you that one. Tómalo con filosofía. And take it in stride. Cada paso. All right. The next one. No lo tomes conmigo. Again, take is one of the most used verbs in the English language. It's got so many uses. Tardar. Expresiones. El take up. Take on. Right? To take over. Es que es súper útil. No lo tomes conmigo. Yo solo me quité la gorra. Don't take it out on me. I just took off my hat. Don't take it out on me. Right? No lo tomes conmigo. Another one. Ella empezó un nuevo hobby. Está abordando demasiadas cosas. She took up to take up a new sport, a hobby, activity. She took up a new hobby. She's taking on too many things. Okay, asumiendo, abordando. The next one, ¿te importaría sacar la basura? A ver si lo pilláis. ¿Te importaría sacar la basura? Would you mind taking out the trash? Did you say, would you mind to? No. It's would you mind más el gerundio. Would you mind taking out the trash? The next one. Aquí tenemos dobles, ¿ok? Porque me gusta enseñar estos juntos. Ella desmanteló su ordenador y lo remontó. She took her computer apart and then put it back together. She took her computer apart and then put it back together. How you doing so far? ¿Cómo vais? Hey, these are good. Muchas expresiones aquí. Y frases que deberíamos saber. Muy útil, ¿eh? No lo digo porque he creado el contenido, ¿eh? I'm saying it because I would like to have this in Spanish. And that, I got to say something. I always put myself in your shoes because I'm a Spanish learner. I'm a language lover. So I'm always trying to say, what do they want to know? What do they need to know? Right? Vamos con esta, a ver si te la sabes. Tomo todo lo que dice con pinzas. Tomo todo lo que dice con pinzas. I take everything she says with a grain of salt. I take everything she says. Todo lo que dice, no says, says, with a grain of salt. Nosotros decimos con un granito de sal. All right, and the last one. This one is totally native here. Lo dejamos para otro día. Lo dejamos para otro día. Do you know it? Let's take a rain check. Yeah, porque se tuve que cancelar por la lluvia. En inglés, piensa el béisbol, viene del béisbol. Let's take a rain check, right? We talk about a rain date. Muchas veces ponen a rain date. No, aunque no es la lluvia, si tienen que cancelarlo, hay una fecha de recuperación, a rain date. So let's take a rain check. How did you do? That was 10 translations there. 10 very useful translations with the verb to take. Did you do well? Did you get 7 or 8 of them? Great if you did. Follow me on social media and you can just download this image. Lo tengo aquí delante. Si quieres, lo descargas y lo tienes. In fact, you want me to send you the link? Espera. I'm going to pop the link right here in the chat so you guys can check it out. I have it on Twitter, on, X, como se llama ahora, on Facebook, and also on Instagram as well. All right, let's see over here. I've given you guys a lot of time here to come up with your pop quiz answers. Let's see how you did. Let's see. We've got Laura Prados, Laura Prairies. Un prado is a prairie, right? Si no me equivoco. Espera, ahora dudo. Prado. A field, a meadow, a meadow. Oh, Laura Meadows. I like it. Morning, she says, up and Adam. Me encanta, Laura. Arriba, vamos a conquistar ese día. That's what my mind is telling me, but my body is not. My body's like, yeah, F you. My mind is like, we got to do this. And my voice, my body, my energy is like, what are you talking about, dude? Calm down. But we're going to get through it together. I know we will. And hopefully I'll be able to rest my voice and rest a little bit today. Not really, because I've got a full day, classes. I got a lot of stuff to do today, unfortunately. Well, unfortunately, because I don't have that much energy, to be honest. Let's see. Laura says, sorry to hear you're not feeling that good today, AA. I hope you get better soon. Thanks for making the effort to do the show anyway. My pleasure, Laura. And I knew you guys would help me forget about it for a little bit. Let's see. Chris Van Rol. She says, morning, dear show with no namers. Happy belated birthday to Born to Iron Man. And Laura says the same. Also, thank you, Laura and Chris, for the lovely gifts you got my daughter. I've been meaning to write to you, but as I say, a lot of time on the weekends, I don't want to be near my computer or my phone or anything. But thank you. My daughter, we were just reading the book this past weekend, not yesterday. I think it was on Friday or Saturday, one of the books, Laura, that you got us, I believe. And so thank you. Thank you so much to Chris and Laura. You both were very thoughtful, detallistas, with my daughter. So thank you. It's not necessary, but totally appreciated. Thank you. Let's see. Maria Jose. There she is. Hello, Maria Jose. She says, good morning, beautiful people. Just popped by to say hello. I can't attend the show today. Well, I'm going to give you a totally native for pop by, pasarte. Great one. All right, we've got Laura. Laura was participating in our pop quiz. Let's see what Laura's got for us. She says, last week's trivia night was a blast. Absolutely. A blast. I love it. Not the one that was in the audio, but it's a synonym. It was a blast. It was a ball. It was a riot. Y la del audio, it was a hoot. That's right. So you got a lot of different ways to say it was awesome. Let's see. So she says last night's trivia night was a blast. Excellent. The next one, she says, I used to drop my kids off at school in the morning and pick them up in the afternoon every day. There you go. To drop off and to pick up are the phrasal verbs. And Laura says, the show with no name is a living example of funtertainment. I love it. It reminds me of another one we use too, edutainment, educational entertainment, edutainment, funtertainment. Lo habéis pillado, diversión más entretenimiento. Excellent, Laura. Let's see, Gloria. Gloria says, morning, friends. Good morning. She says, Susan is a riot. Great one. I just said that one before, but you wrote it before I said it, so great. You are a riot. Last night was a riot, right? A public disturbance. So she says, Susan is a riot. She really knows how to tell a joke. The next one. I dropped my son off at school and my hubby picked him up. Excellent. And the last one, she says, the situation was FUBAR. Well, this is more of an acronym. It's un acrónimo, but I love it anyway. You know where we all learned this one? FUBAR. ¿Sabéis dónde todo el mundo aprendió FUBAR? Hasta los que no lo sabían. Tango and Cash. Remember the movie Kurt Russell and Sylvester Stallone? He goes, oh man, this situation is FUBAR. Y el otro, FUBAR? What's FUBAR? Fucked up beyond all recognition. O sea, más jodido imposible, ni se reconoce la situación. Great one, FUBAR. It reminds me of snafu. ¿Te sabes snafu? We had a little snafu at the office. Tuvimos a snafu. Situation normal, all fucked up. O sea, se ha ido de la normalidad a la locura. We had a snafu. O sea, la cosa se ha ido al garete aquí. algo se ha ido al sur. Yeah, foo bar and snafu are along the same lines, right? Great ones, Gloria. Let's see. Gloria says, I'm sorry, I'm not sure about the middle, about the first, because I was in the middle of something and couldn't hear the whole question. No worries at all, but you got it, Gloria. She's a riot. Te lo pasas bien, divertidísima. So you got it, Gloria. Even though you weren't even paying attention, you got it. Wow. Let's see. Chris Valrol, she's got something to say about it. And she says, last Wednesday, we had a blast. No doubt about it. We have to drop my sister off at work, and her husband will pick her up. Great. And Chris, you just taught me a new one. Me acabas de enseñar una nueva a mí. The situation was mimsy, miserable and flimsy. See, I didn't even know that one. You learn something new every day, even your teacher, folks. Well, we've got to go to a quick commercial break right now. When we come back, we've got homophones. We also have to take a look at a few more portmanteaus that I think you might want to know. And we've got so much more. We've got movies, music, and more challenges ahead. So stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back. It is time for part 3. Jesus. Part 3 of today's show with no name here on Vaughn Radio. Don't forget, you can start your day with Rob Grams and the Probo Show. You've also got Fitz and his program, No Excuses. You've got Kyle Miller and Drive Time, where he will challenge you all throughout your commute home. Once you get home, and you're not behind the wheel, el volante, you can have a cocktail with my buddy Chris Frank in his program, Frankly Speaking. You've also got The Salad with Dave Boys. These are all available on the Vaughn Radio app or wherever you get your podcasts. You've got Let's Get Random with Jules Linares. You've got Speak Up with Ruby. Then you've got The Lunchtime Show with Rob and Andy. You've got Richard Vaughn Live. And you've got The Hour to Empower with Jessica Fernandez. Oh, and what's the name of the show that comes right after this one?
He-Man, I will test your English. Yes, she'll test your English. He-Man, I will test your English with my tool.
is on Vaughn Radio every day at 12:30 with Jimena and Nacho. That's right. That's the name of the show. Test your English. All right. Well, folks, so much to do in the second half of today's show, despite being under the weather, a pesar de estar un poco pachucho. Let's go with today's homophones.
Homophones, homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name.
All right. Let's take a look at our homophones here. We'll see if you guys are A, familiar with the words, and then B, are familiar with their pronunciation. Number one, the word in Spanish is tamaño, magnitud, talla o número, si estamos hablando de calzado o ropa. Tamaño, talla, magnitud. So that's number one. I know you've seen this word because a lot of times you'll see this one on the labels, las etiquetas, clothing labels, right? De la ropa. So that is number one, okay? Number one is talla, número, tamaño, okay? The second one is suspiros. Plural, suspiros. Si hago varios. O en tercera persona, él suspira mucho. Eso sería también lo que, ¿no? Porque es con S. So, tercera persona de suspirar o suspiros en plural. Those are your homophones. What are the words? And do the words sound exactly the same? Also, let me give you the Say What soundbite here for the third time.
I think you're probably the most disillusioned group of people we've had in this competition. And that's the truth. I think individually you're weak. I think as a group you're even worse.
¿Quieres estar al tanto de todas nuestras promociones en la Vaughan Esfera? Well, now you can be in the loop. Puedes estar al tanto. Puedes enterarte de ofertas, novedades y eventos. Y mucho más. Puedes encontrar todo eso en grupovaughan.com/cursos destacados. Eso es, en grupovaughan.com/cursos destacados. Ahí tendrás toda la información de última hora. Guárdalo como favorito. grupovaughan.com/cursos destacados. And stay in the loop.
More information about all our courses at grupovaughan.com/cursos destacados. All right. Well, we got a lot of people participating, but I wanted to go over a few more very common portmanteaus. Portmanteaus, again, words that are a hybrid or a mix of two words. So let's do it like this. I'll say it, and we'll see if you know the two words. Animatronics. Animatronics. Animation plus electronics. So these are when you go to a theme park, these moving creatures, you know, these robots that move, they're called animatronics. Disney worked with them. You can find them at Parque Warner even. Animatronics. The next one, anklet. We've looked at this one. We looked at some accessories a couple weeks ago. Ankle plus bracelet. Anklet. O sea, una pulsera que pones en el tobillo. This one has two pronunciations, biopic or biopic. And it means biography plus picture. So it's a movie about somebody's life. Bollywood, Bombay plus Hollywood. Breathalyzer. You know this word? This is if you get stopped for drunk driving and they feel like you're inebriated, Well, then they'll ask you to breathe into a machine. That's called a breathalyzer. Why? Breath plus analyzer. Analiza tu respiro, no? Tu aliento. Brunch, we know. Chillax. Chill plus relax. Relajarse total. Esta se ve mucho. Cosplay. Cosplay is costume, disfraz, plus role play. What about electrocute? Electricity plus execute. Yo no sabía eso, no lo pensé. ¿No? Execucionar más electricidad, pues ahí lo tienes. Email. You say email. We say the accent on the E. Easy. Electronic mail. What about emoticon? Emotion plus icon. Okay. Te da un símbolo. Froyo. Frozen yogurt. You didn't know that one, did you? What about frenemy? Well, somebody who pretends to be your friend, but they're really not your friend, right? Guesstimate, an estimate based on a hunch. So this isn't really, based on it. I'm going to take a guesstimate. No voy a adivinar. Hazmat, hazardous material. Esto no lo sabía. Intercom, internal communication. Internet, interconnected network. Okay. What else? Mocktail. To mock is como parodiar. I don't know how to say that word. Hacer una parodia. ¿Ves cómo se soluciona eso? Hacer una parodia de, ¿no? Burlarse de. So a mocktail is a fake cocktail. Se burla de un cocktail. ¿Por qué no lleva alcohol? Mocktail, right? Even the word podcast comes from the original thing you heard them on, iPods plus broadcast, and many, many others that you can find as well. Webinar, eso es otra que se ve mucho. Presentation or seminar online. It's the word web plus the word seminar. So as you'll see, we've got tons of portmanteaus in the language just waiting to be discovered. All right, let's see over here where we were with our comments. Laura referring to our Say What soundbite. She says, I heard a blunt man. Very good expression, blunt. Very good adjective, I should say. Blunt, sincere, extremely sincere, right? Franco, que no se corta. I heard a blunt man who might be a jury of a panel in a contest. So he might be in the jury. So he might be a judge. So si es una persona es judge, the jury ya son todos. So he might be a judge of a panel, right? A judge in a jury. In a contest, telling one of the groups, well, you're absolutely right. The guy is a judge of a talent show. All right. I think everybody knows who he is now. Probably the most famous one. No, we don't know who Risto is, guys. Come on. I mean, in the world, not in Spain. All right. So, I mean, the guy he's kind of imitating. Yeah. You know, the tough guy, the one who doesn't care about people's feelings. I don't know how much of it. I'm talking about this man here. I've never seen the other guy. But I don't know how much of it is an act and how much of, you play the rough guy and how much of it is really his personality. I couldn't tell you, and I couldn't care less. Me importa un bledo. So she's saying, telling one of the groups that have participated that their performance was really disappointing. I would like to be in this group's shoes. Oh, I wouldn't like to be in this group's shoes. All right. Gloria says, I do hope you will be on the mend soon. Reparándote. To mend es reparar, es poniéndote mejor. She says, I wasn't listening at the beginning of the show. All right, well, no worries. My voice hasn't changed since the beginning. It's still, I haven't gotten better in that hour. so we're still where we were. Don't worry. You didn't miss anything, Gloria, if that's what you're referring to. Let's see. Ladies and gentlemen, Laura not only told us what she heard in her own words, but she also nailed today's Say What soundbite. Wow. You got it. Let's see. Chris says, I heard a British man correct. A man who doesn't mince his words. Wow. You guys sound great. Que no, dice lo que piensa. He doesn't mince his words. He's telling a group of candidates that they are one of the worst teams in the history of the program. I guess it's a TV show. Then on a TV show, we would normally call them contestants. Entonces, if the word you're looking for is concursante, we would say contestants, right, on a TV show. So great. Absolutely. All right, let's see. Also, we've got some people participating in the homophones. Born to Iron Man gives us the two words. He says they sound alike. Daniela agrees. Jesus agrees as well. So does Laura. And Chris is not sure. Well, let me just say both words. The first word is size. Okay, what size are you? What size are you? I'm a size 5, right? Por inventarlo. Okay, what size? Also, it's not just talla, it's wow, look at the size of that rock. El tamaño. So tamaño, también talla, size. And by the way, it's a phrasal verb. If we add the word up, to size somebody up es medir a alguien, ¿no? De arriba a abajo. No, but it's not just like medirle, like a tailor. También. Pero estoy viendo lo que tienes. Te estoy calando, ¿no? Te estoy estudiando. I'm sizing you up. So that's the word size. Say it with me. Size. All right. And the second word? Well, the second word is a plural. So let's look at the singular first. Sigh. Why do you always sigh in my class? Porque siempre en mi clase. He always sighs in my class. No matter what size. Da igual el tamaño. So ready? He always sighs in my class. No matter what size. Da igual el tamaño. So yes, they are homophones. They are absolutely homophones. So wonderful job, everybody who got them. And now it's time to move on to today's Spelling Bee.
Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee.
All right, amigos, welcome to our Spelling Bee here on the show with no name. Again, this is probably the most challenging section. Today, we're going to be taking a look at people's names. So these are proper nouns. They're people's names. So let's capitalize the first letter of every word. The first round, I am going to be ruthless. Despiadado. I don't care if you get it. Not my problem. All right, here we go, folks. The first one is Tucker space Carlson. The next one, Sean space Hannity. The next one is Geraldo space Rivera. The next one is BILL space O apostrophe REILLY. The fifth one is MEGYN space KELLY. And the last one is RUPERT space MURDOCH. Do you know about Vaughn groups? Well, I'm going to tell you all about them. They are group English classes that you can do via video conference or in person. And the good news is you can start whenever you want. And you can keep the same timetable, teacher, and classmates throughout the whole course. And the best part, there's no strings attached. Sin compromiso. And if you act now, you can get a 5% discount for paying up front. And if you stick with the course for 6 months, you'll get a 50% discount in June. Wow, what a deal! As if you needed more reasons to learn English with Vaughn. Check out our Vaughn groups. Have fun and make friends as you learn English. Sign up now while there are still spots available. Call us 911-385831, or you can go to our website, grupovaughn.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media and find out if Vaughn groups are for you. That's right, amigos. That's right. You know it. It is time for round 2 of our Spelling Bee. Also, if you're interested in Vaughn groups or one-to-one classes or Disney Vaughn English with the kids, you can find all that at our website. It's grupovaughn.com/cursos destacados. Also, make sure you're following us on social media as well. All right, let's go on over here and see how you guys did. The first person here, no surprise, is Born to Iron Man. The first one is correct, sir. The second one is also correct. So is the third one. The fourth one also, which was the tough one because it had an apostrophe in there. The fifth one is also correct. And ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe it. What can I say? And also, not just Born to Iron Man, but also Chris Valrol and Laura got them perfect. Wow, what can I say except sit back, relax, and enjoy round 2. Because you guys knocked it out of the park. Excellent job. All right, here we go. The first one is, this is, I think, fair that anybody should be able to get it, okay? Even lower levels. So practice, try. Even if you're not in the group, write it down. See, a ver cuánto de esto pillas, okay? The first one is TUCKER space CARLSON. The second one is SEAN space HANNITY. The third one, GERALDO space RIVERA. The fourth one, BILL space O apostrophe REILLY. The next one, MEGYN space KELLY. And the last one is RUPERT space MURDOCH. All right, there you go. my amigos. Those are your 6 names. If you live in the United States, you're probably familiar with a lot of these names. Well, the last person on our list is perhaps one of the most polarizing people in the world. And who am I talking about? I'm talking about none other than Magnate Rupert Murdoch. Now, Rupert Murdoch, some say you want to talk about ruthless. Round 1 of our spelling bee is ruthless, despiadado. They say that this guy is ruthless and that he controls huge sections of the media. If you guys have not heard of him, that's pretty crazy, because chances are you've watched or read something from his company. Now, his company, well, he's got many, many companies, but you've got the Fox News channel, Fox News Media, but all of that is owned by the Fox Corporation. Okay? So, what does this mean? Lots of money, lots of influence as well. If you haven't heard it, there's a really interesting episode of FYI on propaganda. And I'll be honest, there's always a revelation when I'm preparing each episode. There's always a moment, as we call it, an aha moment, right? And an aha moment, when you're like, aha, is when you realize something that you didn't realize before, when you learn something new. And I thought when I was going to do an episode on propaganda that I was going to be talking about World War II, the Nazis, Goebbels, what else is, what's his name now? The father of Bernays, the father of propaganda, of advertising, of marketing. And I thought I was going to be talking a lot about the past. And then I realized at some moment during the episode, like, wait, we're being exposed to more propaganda now than they were in World War II or any of all the world's the wars combined, right? So it's a battle. It's an absolute battle. Anybody who works in the industry knows that as well. It's a battle for your attention, your eyes and your ears. So today we looked at some of the most polarizing, let's say, people at Fox, because Fox is very right-wing, but not really, because then in the end, they're part of the uniparty, as we call them. The uniparty is, well, they'll win, doesn't matter who wins, right? They're still going to be protected. They're part of a uniparty. But what I love about Fox is some people take it as real news. They're like, oh, this is the news. My favorite moments is when you're watching it, and all of a sudden they're like, all right, and that's the news. Now we're going to give you a little country music performance. Yeah, that's Fox for you. But some people take it as real news. I think it's entertainment. All right, folks, we'll be right back. Stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to part 4 of today's show with no name here on Vaughn Radio. Yeah. Welcome back to the 4th and final part of today's show. Thanks for helping me, guys. Thanks so much for helping me get through the show today. Ooh. And I'm trying not to sniffle or clear my throat in the microphone. So when I have to do that, I lower the volume and I go, see, I just cleared my throat and coughed, and you didn't hear it. Isn't that beautiful? Thank you to the mute button. Hay un botón que tengo aquí para silenciar mi voz. Hey, it's really important. I've worked with Radio and Televisión Española, and they have that mute button in the studio. It's like the cough button, you know, when you have to go before you start speaking and you clear your throat. It's very common, very normal, especially if you're speaking for 2 hours and you're under the weather. Well, good luck not clearing your throat. And we say the same thing, phlegm. You say phlegma? We say it too. But do you know how you write it in English? Vais a flipar. P-H-L-E-G-M. ¿Qué? Hay una P de extra, hay una H de extra. O sea, you would look at that word and be like, plechm? Plechm? No, phlegm. Welcome to English. All right, amigos, let's play with words in today's Double Trouble.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
All right, amigos, let's take a look at today's Double Trouble, and we'll see if you guys can fit. Oh, wait. Did I say double trouble? I'm sorry. It's a triple trouble today, my amigos. And we'll see if you guys can get today's triple trouble. This is crazy. Now, the good thing is, this is one of the ones I wrote down. Remember how I told you guys, hey, I wrote some down? Well, and it happens in, I would say, not every show, but almost every show. In almost every show, I jot down a word and I'm like, esta la vamos a ver in Double Trouble. Well, guess what? Here's one. And I remember who mentioned it. And, well, good luck. Here it is. Él está planificando recibir una dosis de nicotina, pero primero tiene que arreglar el techo. What? Yeah, triple trouble. You have to use the same word 3 times, amigos. 3 times. So, él está planificando recibir una dosis de nicotina, pero primero tiene que arreglar el techo. There's your triple trouble. Also, let me give you the Say What soundbite here for the 4th time.
I think you're probably the most disillusioned group of people we've had in this competition. And that's the truth. I think individually you're weak. I think as a group you're even worse.
¿Qué tiene que ver la Universidad de Oxford con Vaughan? Pues muchísimo. Es una alegría anunciar que Vaughan ha sido certificado como centro examinador de Oxford Test of English. A partir del próximo mes de marzo 2023, podrás hacer los exámenes de Oxford Test of English en los centros de Vaughan. Si quieres más información sobre esta iniciativa de Vaughan y Oxford, puedes ver más en nuestra página web, grupovaughan.com. O bien síguenos en redes sociales para más información. Oxford Test of English con Vaughan.
Brilliant!
It is brilliant, and you can get more information about that over at grupovon.com/cursos destacados. All right, let's see what we've got going on over here. I've given you guys your triple trouble. We've also got our spelling bee. We'll take a look at those names really quickly. And let's see what we've got. Let's see. My wife, Diana. Hey, hun. She says double A, You are the best. Well, you know what? She knows how great I feel today. She knows it firsthand. And she knows how much I really, yesterday was like, I need to relax. I need to relax because I need to feel good for tomorrow. So this is me giving 110%, having only about 70% for you. So thanks for recognizing. Laura, there's Laura participating in our Triple Trouble. And Laura says he's fixing to get his fix of nicotine, but he has to fix the ceiling first. Absolutely. Nice job. That's right. He is fixing, okay? He is fixing. Normalmente nos comemos la G, te lo digo, right? Porque es muy tejano, además. He's fixing to do something, okay? So fixing to means I'm thinking about, I'm planning, I got this in mind, right? I'm fixing to do that later on today. I don't know what time, but I'm fixing. Estoy planificando hacerlo, ¿no? Tengo planificado, pensado hacerlo. We looked at it. Y no es fix, it's fix. I'm fixing to. Y no es to, it's to. I'm fixing to fix it. Estoy pensando arreglarlo, right? So he's fixing to get his fix of nicotine, but he has to fix the ceiling first. Laura, you nailed it. And Chris says he's fixing on getting a nicotine fix, but first he has to fix the ceiling first. All right, he's fixing on. You could say he's fixed on. This is a little bit different. Yeah, he's fixed on es que se decide por algo, right? So he's fixed on getting something como lo tiene elegidísimo, decidido. So it's a little bit different than fixing to. Great that you pointed it out. I don't know if you did it on purpose or not. So he's fixed on having his wedding at the cathedral in Burgos. No, lo tiene fijado en su cabeza, right? He's fixing to, ya lo tiene pensado, planificado. So they could intertwine a bit there, or overlap, I should say, solaparse. They could overlap, but they're a little bit different. So, but excellent job. Wonderful job in today's Triple Trouble. Let's take a look at our names really quickly here from Fox News. The first one, Tucker Carlson. This is an interesting one because this guy kind of, again, half of the country loves him. If you're more right-wing, si eres más de derechas, then you'll like him. He's more right-wing. That's, again, when it comes down to parties, partidos políticos, I don't see a big difference. Ideologies among people, maybe. But I think in the end, it's us against them, right? Y si no crees eso, pues te tienen engañado. It's not us against each other. It's us against the ruling class. I hate to be revolutionary here, but it's true. While people are fighting with each other, they're just taking your money. Isn't that true? Yeah, I mean, right? You're saying, no, ¿cómo que a las 6? Tiene que ser a las 6:30 al parque. Meanwhile, they're like, okay, hemos subido tal otra vez. So just remember who your enemy is, right? Your enemy's not your neighbor. Trust me. They'll make you believe that, so you're too busy fighting with him or her. This is why I don't even left wing, right wing. I don't trust any of these media platforms. Honestly, I don't. They all have interest. They all have advertisers, right? The perfect example. I won't even mention the name. One of the biggest pharmaceutical companies in the world sponsors everything on American TV. So why would we ever talk badly against them or any of their potentially dangerous innovations? Y digo innovaciones because maybe they are. I'm not even I'm just saying, do you trust something that's sponsored by somebody who you just got to look at who's paying the bill? No, ¿quién está pagando la cuenta? So these guys are more, in general, right-leaning, que se decantan, ¿no? To lean es inclinarse a un lado. Now, but the first guy kind of broke the internet because he was one of the most watched shows on Fox. Tucker Carlson is his name. Again, half the country can't stand him. I think I don't know if I love him or hate him. I agree with some of his stuff. I think it's a little bit of populism as well. But what the interesting part about him is he was fired from Fox, and he was their number one draw, su primera atracción. And what happened? Well, he started doing his show on Twitter, and he took his audience, and Fox, let's put it this way. Fox did not win that fight publicly, at least. I don't know, maybe, they took his money. Fox did not win. If it's a numbers game, que todos números para esta gente, then he won. He beat Fox, showing that traditional media and traditional platforms are not what people are interested in. People are interested in the voices. The person who's saying it, no one gives a about Fox. Fox makes so much money. Who cares about them? I don't care if they go under tomorrow, or CNN, or any of them. Now, if I feel like somebody's trying to expose things, I don't care where they are. I'll watch them on Twitter. And this guy kind of proved it, because they're like, oh, you won't be anything without us, without our platform. And they were like, oops, how many millions of views do his videos have? Millions. So again, like him or hate him, what he did, this guy, you can check out the case. Tucker Carlson is his name. Interesting case. The next one, Sean Hannity. Another one, he's been at it for a long time. Lleva muchos años. I personally don't like any of these people, like I said, but they're popular people in the Fox, or were popular people in the Fox umbrella there. Okay, you got Geraldo Rivera. My mom loved him. Geraldo Rivera, te lo digo en inglés. And he was more, I don't know if I think he still does stuff, but he was more like, he reminds me more of like Telecinco, like, we're going to go into the Titanic today, and we're going to find all these jewels, more sensationalism. But hey, he made a name for himself doing that. Bill O'Reilly, number 4, another one. He's a big mouth, un bocazas, made a name for himself, giving unpopular opinions, telling people, I don't care what you think, right? Now, also, I believe, I'm not going to look it up right now, but I believe he was fired for inappropriate behavior, among other things. So he's one that people like, but the moment you do something like that, I don't care. I don't like you anymore. I never liked him because I don't like, loudmouths, bocazas. Megyn Kelly, she's another one that is polarizing. Some people can't stand her. No le soportan. Megyn Kelly, they call her, she's just a blonde bimbo. Bimbo, para nosotros no es pan. Bimbo is like a tonta, rubia tonta, right? So, but then again, she's got millions of views and followers. So again, somebody's listening. And the person who's listening to all of them is number 6, and that's Rupert Murdoch. Rupert Murdoch. All right, amigos. So excellent job. Wonderful job in our spelling bee. All right, it's time to move on, my amigos. So we are going to the movies. Name that movie. That's right, amigos. It's Name That Movie, only on the Show with No Name. Let's see what we've got for today's movie. Amanda lives in L.A. and is a movie trailer editor. Iris lives in Surrey and is a journalist. The two decide to swap houses for 2 weeks at Christmas, both trying to forget their troubled love lives until love finds them anyway. Ooh, wow. Interesting. So, Amanda lives in LA, vive en Los Angeles, and is a movie trailer editor. Edita los trailers de películas. Iris, you say Iris, we say Iris. Iris lives in Surrey and is a journalist, periodista. We were just talking about how reputable they have become. The two decide to swap, S-W-A-P, intercambiar. The two decide to swap houses for 2 weeks at Christmas, en la Navidad, right? On Christmas es el día, on the 25th, on Christmas Eve. At is in the holiday season, okay? Both trying to forget their troubled love lives, sus vidas amorosas plagadas, until love finds them anyway. And ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your classmate, Chris Valrol. The movie is The Holiday. The Holiday, and it came out in 2006. It stars Cameron Diaz. You say Cameron Diaz. We say Cameron Diaz. Yo te lo digo como lo decimos, ¿no? Que es correcto. Kate Winslet from Titanic. Jude Law and Jack Black, who always plays the goofy fat guy. Hey, it's going well for him. Seems like it's going pretty well. Also, Laura. Great job. Laura and Chris got it. Let's take a look at this scene that I've chosen. It's a soliloquy, a monologue. Iris says, I understand feeling as small and as insignificant as humanly possible, and how it can actually ache, doler, hurt. To hurt is to ache, same thing. But no es H, it's ache, okay? And como stomach ache, headache, backache, toothache, no H, ache. Apúntalo. A-K, no, E-I-K, ache, es como se pronunciaría en español. And it doesn't matter how many haircuts, ¿dónde lo cojo? Oh, and how it can actually ache in places you didn't know you had inside you. And it doesn't matter how many new haircuts you get, cuántos cortes de pelos recibes, or gyms you join, o los gimnasios a que te unes, and how many glasses of Chardonnay you drink with your girlfriends. You still go to bed every night going over every detail, repasando cada detalle, and wonder what you did wrong, y preguntarte dónde la cagaste, burlancaste, or how you could have misunderstood, a lo mejor ha sido un malentendido, and how in the hell, for that brief moment, you could think, and how in the hell, decía yo, digo, no me suena correcto eso, y como demonios, and how in the hell, for that brief moment, breve, you could think that you were that happy. And sometimes you can even convince yourself that he'll see the light, que verá la luz, right?
T-minus.
I almost hit the wrong button there. We almost lifted off again. So, and sometimes you can even convince yourself that he'll see the light and show up, presentarse, at your door, en tu puerta. And after all that, however long all that may be, you'll go somewhere new, irás a algún sitio nuevo, and you'll meet people who make you feel worthwhile again. Conocerás gente que te hacen sentir que valgas la pena de nuevo. And little pieces of your soul will finally come back, volverán. And all that fuzzy stuff, fuzzy is like a little bear, like cosas comoditas, bonitas, fuzzy. And all that fuzzy stuff, those years of your life that you wasted, that will eventually begin to fade. And this is a good word, desvanecerse, to lose color, to lose brilliance, to fade. All right, amigos, the movie was The Holiday. All right, it's now time for famous birthday trivia.
you. Birthdays, birthdays for me. Birthdays, birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Oi, oi, oi. Birthdays for him. Birthdays, birthdays for her. Birthdays, birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's famous birthdays here on the show with no name. Our first birthday boy was born today in 1959, an American actor. He was in movies, classic movies such as Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, 1987. He was in 13 Days in the year 2000, Road to Perdition in the year 2002, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, Anchorman 2, The Good Wife, Homeland, and so much more. An American actor born today in 1959. Number 2, this guy was born today in 1951. And the typical, like, when you think of American sound, it's this guy. When I was a young boy. And, well, I know I didn't sing very much. I was born in a small town. This guy was huge when I was younger, but then now he's kind of disappeared a bit. But he's got some classics. It hurts so good. Sometimes love don't feel like it should. You make it hurt so good. We were talking about hurt, ache, ¿no? Haces que el amor duela. Pero bien. That's a sexual song, by the way. It hurts so good. Come on, baby, make it hurt so good. Sometimes love don't feel like it should. You make it hurt so good. And then he's got a little story about Jack and Diane, 2 American kids doing the best they can. Oh, yeah, life goes on long after the thrill of living is gone. Awesome. I got to say, I'm a fan, even though I don't think the guy's done much in this, in the 2000s. I could be wrong, but all the songs I know of his are more from my childhood. So they bring back nostalgia. And last but not least, this guy was the judge and creator of many of these talent programs, these talent shows, Pop Idol, The X Factor, Britain's Got Talent, American Idol. This guy made a killing being a dick, siendo un cabrón. Hey, I'm serious, though. It's true. Again, I don't know if he really is or if he's just playing a role. All right, does anybody know them? If not, we've got to move on. Number 1, Dylan Baker. Number 2, John Mellencamp. And number 3, Simon Cowell. Simon Cowell, the famous bad-mouthed judge of American Idol, Pop Idol, Britain's Got Talent, and all the rest of them. And he was the original bad guy judge, I think. So this is Simon Cowell in our Say What soundbite. He says, I think you're probably the most disillusioned group of people we've had in this competition. The most disillusioned, que no tenéis ninguna ilusión. Like, vamos, que dais pena. And that's the truth. He sounds very sincere. He's not mincing his words, as Chris said. And that's the truth. I think individually you are weak. And as a group, you are even worse. So very good. He is English. Great job. Good ear. Here he is, birthday boy Simon Cowell.
I think you're probably the most disillusioned group of people we've had in this competition. And that's the truth. I think individually you're weak. I think as a group you're even worse.
All right, amigos. And that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for joining me here, even though I was a bit under the weather. I'm going to rest as much as I can today, and we'll be back tomorrow with more. I promise. Ciao for now.